Good morning, welcome back to Cold Waters, and today we're in the USS Albuquerque, which I feel I need to sing Albuquerque after a Prefab Sprouts song, but I'm showing my age. This is SSN-706, the Albuquerque. She is a Los Angeles class boat, and we are on the tail, sort of a Typhoon-class boot. In fact, the reason why I say sort of,
helm, steady course.
The reason why I say sort of is she's turned right towards me, and that's okay. She's 25,000 yards away, and she would definitely, well, I say definitely, she's likely to detect a launch if I were to launch at this distance, and I'm not intending on launching at this distance. And she's not really coming right at me and won't be for long, but yeah, she's pointing her nose towards me. We've basically decided to turn east. We are just not that far from Spitzbergen. In fact, if you look at the external view, which I will for a second, that is the ice. And if I zoom up, yeah, there we go. So they are under the ice, and we are not quite under the ice, but we may be. We've just, wait. They may or may not be under the ice in the distance, but either way, yeah, we're under ice operations today. This scenario is not long started. This is one of the quick missions of the game, and these can get very interesting, because even in the high-tech Los Angeles, I'm up against what appears to be two Sierras right now, and the Sierra is a nasty piece of Russian hardware. I don't think it's as nasty as we are. Let's take a look at its specifications.
Dive at 656 feet, dive high.
It has voter pads. They are a nasty little weapon. I think the air launch, what's this? Shkval. I guess that's what that is. And that's the really super high speed, super cavitating torpedo. Yep, 200 warheads, 200 knot weapon. I don't think they'll be firing those at me today, but maybe. But the Vodapad is a standoff weapon. It's a minimum range of 6,000 yards, it says, but it drops a particularly nasty torpedo. The UGMT, it's a light torpedo, so its range isn't fantastic, not the same as a heavy torpedo, but it's quite an unpleasant weapon to deal with. Typhoon has those too, as well as USET-80s. USET-80s are wire guided, as well as active and passive sonar. So what that means is that they can guide it to the target, and that's really bad. That's very bad news. I got to launch. They've just
Shoot 2-1.
Typhoon's probably just made me, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn south,
8.
crank it onto 15 knots.
1. Con sonar. Launch transient from Sierra 1.
Life is too short, and this guy is particularly unpleasant.
Con maneuvering. Making turn
Hit me already.
5 knots.
Can't see him now, sadly. Okay. I'm tempted to retract the towed array, but I'm not going to right now. And what I am going to do,
700 feet.
I'm just using ballast to get my depth down. I don't want to use my dive planes. That can cause the wire to break. Okay, we're now heading south. I'm going to guide my torpedo a little ways north. Let's go ahead and lock the map to me.
Steady course.
I really need to put, in theory, maybe 2,000 yards distance, 1,500 yards, but it's wire guided.
800 feet.
So there's a good chance that he's going to guide this in, and the Typhoon still has a, yeah, he's got a very nice signal on me. He's getting my broadside. But, oh, the Sierra's close as well. Okay. Sierra is between me and the Typhoon, which is probably where it should be. I'm going to go ahead and get another one off. I don't like there being lots of
3. Aye, sir. Passing 900 feet.
lots of opportunity.
Sonar. Launch transient from Sierra 2.
Yeah, I figured you would launch at me, sunshine. That's okay. Yeah, I don't like there being lots of bad guys in the vicinity. The Typhoon usually takes 2, sometimes 3, and very occasionally 1 hit to sink. That's not good. Now, I reckon the Typhoon's making a run for it. I think he should, and I suspect that the Sierra is doing the same.
Passing
So
1,000 feet.
let's go ahead and make these 2 torpedoes active. And the reason why I'm going super aggressive with those torpedoes right now is, well, 2 reasons. One, I'm going to ping them actively. It's not going to do much because they have coating on their hull that prevents sonar from really helping them achieve lock too much. But it's going to spook anything else in the vicinity. The main reason is
Passing
that
1,100 feet.
those torpedoes will run at 55 knots as opposed to 45 knots. Okay, now that's bad. That USET 80 is... It's a good idea where I am, or at least it's on an intercept course. Now, it may be deep. It is, and in fact, look at that. So, I'm potentially being sandwiched. Okay, I'm going to take a decision here.
Make turns for 20 knots.
I'm going to
Maneuvering aye.
attempt
On fire control.
to run
Con
south
maneuvering.
of
Making turns for
these. I'm
2
gonna
zero.
lose the wire.
Make turns for 3 knots.
Yeah, there we go.
Maneuvering aye.
I'm okay losing the wire, but I need to get away from that torpedo because that's going to really ruin my mission. Obviously, if it hits me.
Depth 1200 feet. Dive aye.
But more to the point,
Dive at 1200 feet. Dive aye.
I may still be able to fight if I get hit, but it could damage a system that I need to detect these guys with. So I'm gonna I've firewalled. I want to basically head.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 067.
Head perpendicular to this torpedo as much as best I can. I'm basically notching it. I still think it's going to detect me, but I might get away with it. Let's go ahead and lock the map. So shift and the sort of backslash command will lock the map display to me. Those 2 torpedoes may not detect the Sierra's cranking it north and the
torpedo room. Tube 3 ready.
Typhoon's cranking it south. This torpedo is not very far from me. Do I have a way of measuring distance? I think there's a way. I'm sure that there's a way. No. Maybe there is, but I don't know what the keyboard command is for that. I'm not going to worry about that right now. This is going to be close.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
I need to turn a little bit towards it to keep it perpendicular, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I might just want to turn away from it, increase my closure distance. It's about 1,500 yards north of my position, so I might just get away with this. And then what I want to do is, once I'm fairly certain I'm clear of it, is I want to drop my speed pretty aggressively and get another torpedo out towards this Typhoon. I am pretty close to where I want to be right now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Torpedo room. Tube 1 ready.
Let's check the depth of this Typhoon. He's rising all this. He's close to the surface. Okay. So let's do this. Get my speed to 20.
Turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering aye.
So be very hard to the propeller shaft like
Make
so.
turns for 20 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Get this torpedo out, and I think I want to turn it more east.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 3.
Okay, that's to be expected, I think. I need to get some more out, I think.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
I am very likely to lose the wire on these. That is
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 2.
completely okay.
Aye, sir.
I'm going to moss out as well.
Shoot tube
Ooh.
3. Aye, sir.
This thing is
Turns for
potentially still wire guided.
knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra 2.
Okay, so that's going to moss out, but we'll hopefully throw them off a little bit. 3 of my own torpedoes out. They're more to threaten the enemy than they are to actually get him. and I'm going to firewall the throttle yet again. I'm going to close the distance between myself and the Typhoon. So I want to run perpendicular to this torpedo approaching me from my north-northeast.
Come left to
That'll do.
152, helm aye.
So keeping my speed at 20 knots just helps.
Con, helm, steady course.
Keep me mobile. It's touch and go. If this thing is steered south towards me, which it hasn't been, right, it's heading towards the moss. It's really close to being able to detect me right now.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Let's
Con
check.
sonar, noisemaker bearing 072.
It seemingly ignored my moss, which might mean it's guided. But on the other hand, no, it ignored something. Maybe it ignored my own torpedo. Okay, let's get my depth to 656.
Make depth 656 feet, dive aye.
Reason why we're doing this is because this torpedo is at 1200 feet, give or take, and we really want to not be at the same
Sonar
depth.
reports ice ahead.
Oh, hey, I forgot about that.
Con,
Passing 1,000 feet.
Coming up like a fart in the bath.
Passing 900 feet. Passing 800 feet.
Let's go ahead and crank down. I'm going to turn.
Passing 700 feet.
It's hard to port. We've arrested our ascent. We're turning more east. East, that'll do. And this torpedo has yet to detect me, which is nice. And I want it to
torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
turn around and get the go for the moss. Just drop my speed to 20
make
knots.
turns for 20 knots, maneuvering aye.
Fairly certain that Sierra 1, the Typhoon, is tackling at least one torpedo right now. If I get another one out, I surely certainly will.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for
Let's go with
turns for
15 knots.
5 knots, maneuvering aye.
Let's go the full hog and go down to 5. Get my
Make
tow diary out.
turns for 5 knots, maneuvering aye.
I really need to keep these guys on the defensive, if at all possible. Oh, see, there's more torpedoes coming at me. Options. Oh, lots of torpedoes coming at me. Okay. Well, one option needs to be get some more torpedoes out.
Tube 2. Aye, sir.
Because you always need more torpedoes, right?
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 1.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Con, maneuvering, making turns.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 3.
I don't think... I wonder if I can make it. No, I don't think I can. I was going to say, I wonder if I can just head east at flank, but I don't think that's really going to work. I guess I want to run perpendicular again.
Come right to 145.
Make turns for 3 knots.
Go ahead and
maneuvering aye.
firewall it. I'm very aware that we've got... yeah, there's a lot of activity here. Okay. I think
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
I'll make that one live. Just have it
Con, helm, steady course.
detect anything that gets within range. You know, I want you to go for it. Typhoon appears to have evaded my southernmost torpedo that's heading east. That's okay. I mean, I'm trying to box them in, all of them in.
Con, fire control. We've lost
Okay.
the wire.
Lost that wire as well. Absolutely expected. And maybe the torpedo I've
torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
just made live will pick up the Typhoon. I gotta watch out for ice ahead of me because that could get very unpleasant. What's my depth here? Yeah, I got plenty of depth. Let's get down to 1200 feet again, I think. Okay.
Make depth 1200 feet, dive aye.
Go ahead and manually drop the depth a little quicker. Like so.
Passing 800 feet.
So we're going to be sinking like a stone, but
Passing 900 feet.
I'm okay with that. And
Make
I'm not
depth 1150 feet, dive aye.
not okay with us exceeding test depth. Manually correct the dive. There we go. Okay. Just use my ballast to get it down a little deeper. Okay.
Passing 1,200 feet.
I'm a
Column,
little
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
below my test depth, but I think that's okay. 6 feet shouldn't be enough to break the boat. Right, let's take a sip of water. Just my course a little.
Come left to 114. Helm I.
Still trying to notch these torpedoes. It's a bit of a race right now. So I know that there are 3 approaching me. They're just sort of south and southwest of the Typhoon.
Con, helm, steady course.
Just a case of keeping my head down. I guess in rugby football, head down, run with the ball. And reloading those tubes as aggressively as I need and just lobbing more at them. Not so much the hope that one of them will get them, although there is that. Keep them defensive until you can take on the kill shot.
Noisemaker bearing 034.
So Sierra 2 heading west, he's slowed right down.
Torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Sierra 3 is still going very slowly, but I think they're both using active sonar, which is why we get a pretty good return on them. So they'll be listening, and they will be hearing everything I'm doing. I managed to mute myself in time, but I just sneezed. They would have heard that sneeze. Pretty nifty if this game took into account your microphone noise as well.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 033.
So I'm going to suppose that that's the Typhoon tackling at least one Mark 48, and in an ideal world, several of them. I know I have a Mark 48 heading towards Sierra 3, but it might have caught the Typhoon instead. I can't see the Typhoon right now to be able to see if he's already taken a hit, but those things can take a bit of punishment. Okay. Let me go and pause the game for a little bit. I'll come right back when there's something a bit more interesting going on, but I don't want this to not be such a long mission. I'll be back. Well, that's interesting. We took out the Sierra 3. So I guess the Mark 48 I fired in that direction managed to find its mark. I would like to just take a little sniff around.
Noisemaker bearing.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
So I'll get my speed down to 5 knots and
Passing 1,200 feet.
keep my depth where it is, I think. Oh, this Typhoon's now visible. Let's just take a quick look. He's deep. Did he take a knock? Can he simply not sustain his depth? No, his test depth's 1900 feet. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, he took a knock. Big hole in the side there, Ivan. That's rather unfortunate.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 005.
Yeah, and he's still got another Mark 48, and that looks like it's about to reach him. Go, little one. Go, go, go. Oh, yes.
Con sonar lost
Oh,
contact.
what?
Sierra 1, last bearing
Oh.
004. Contact breaking up.
Alright. Well, he's all banged up. So, there we go. It looks like spamming lots of torpedoes did the job, and look at this. Sierra 2 appears to have something coming right at him. Now, what is this? Oh, hello. What's a Mark 48? Surprise! Courtesy for my viewers prevents me from saying what I really want to say, but there's a word that follows surprise, and could be mistaken for further muckers. We may have just demolished
Come left to
the
090.
Russians. Oh, wait. Did we just lose that torpedo? Did the torpedo just go away? Well, let's take a look. See if we can detect. So there's one here. Oh, oh, this would be wonderful. Wonderful if we surprised Ivan. Hello, boys.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 351. Contact breaking up.
Oh, wow. I love it when that just happens. So picture perfect. Well, that'll teach you to mess with me. Okay, so what did I do? I'm not going to overly analyze what happened here. Oh, look at the towed array. He did not have a clue that was coming at him.
On helm, steady course.
That's just so bizarre. Right, okay, let's get back to my boat here. I'll get my Todari out for the sake of it. So what did I do? Well, the key thing was I tried to keep them defensive. I fired a lot of torpedoes. See, what have I got left? 15 Mark 48s and 3 Mosses. That's 18, and I ended up 26. So, yeah, I fired 8 weapons, and not all of them connected with the bad guys. But those that didn't connect, they were serving a purpose. Now, in fairness, it may have taken multiple hits to take out Sierra 3. We know it took at least 2 to take out Sierra 1, but it's possible that there was a second one that just hit the same area. So, we try to keep the enemy defensive. Now, that requires a lot of torpedoes. I love surgical strikes. I love sinking, sneak in their baffles, drop a torpedo, one submarine, you're dead, pal. I can't always do that. That was a high threat environment, a lot of torpedoes coming on my way, and we just had to keep the thing moving and keep it moving quickly. Drop down to 20 knots, fire another torpedo, crank it right back up to 33 knots, and try and stay perpendicular to the enemy torpedoes. Ooh, that was fun. Might have to do that one again. Alright, well, that does bring it to the end of today's video. I do hope that you got something from that. I had a lot of fun. I do enjoy these kind of action-packed missions, especially when you never quite know if you're going to emerge from it. Not necessarily even victorious, just survive. Well, thanks ever so much, and hope you liked it. And maybe I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.